I'm Matthew Schlavis from NYC Metal Scene. I'm here with Shawn Whitaker from Insidious Decrepancy and also Viral Load. How you doing, man? Very good. Hey, yeah, absolutely, man. I came down especially for you to see. I got a little questions all lined up, bro. And one of the, first of all, I dig the song "Contemptuous Inception."
Oh yeah.
This is that on the way here.
Yeah.
I was like, this shit's really, really good. And then I was doing a little more research on you, and then it's really impressive that you're the one being responsible for all the instruments, drum programming.
Right.
Now, I wanted to ask you this: do you do any other work on any other software, or any other hardware?
As far as computers go, I pretty much program all my drums on a computer.
Right.
But I do it through MIDI editing, and then I sample it down into my sampler.
Right. Yeah.
And as far as that goes, other than just doing some, making flyers and T-shirt designs, that's just pretty much as far as I go. As far as using the computer, I use it to make my beats and for promotion.
Wow. Now, when you're since you're responsible for all the instruments,
right.
When you do the recording, are you going to a studio, or so someone else is doing the recording?
Yeah. I usually always try to go to a studio because just to try to get the most professional sound.
Right. Absolutely.
Even though these days it's possible to get a professional recording in your house.
Yeah.
But I always try to like to stick to a studio because I think it's the professional.
Yeah, you got, I'm seeing the sound, everything's, you can maybe even doghouse the amp if you want, or something like that.
Get a different perspective too, get another ear in there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, maybe we can make this sound a little bit better.
Right.
Now, I was very, again, surprised, even though it's drum programming, it still felt like it had a human element.
Right,
to it,
I think that's real important. I try to write a beat that a human can do. There's a few beats obviously that can't be done because of the human factor.
Right.
You have to have 3 hands, 4 legs, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, dude, I really consciously try to write drum beats that can be done by a real human.
Absolutely.
That's what I hear when I hear bands. So that's what I'm into. So I'm trying to keep it that. I'm not trying to get too stupid with programming to where a human couldn't do it.
Right. Exactly. Like you want to have like almost a little bit your own touch in there, not just total like mechanical sound.
Yeah.
Now, I remember back in the 90s, probably early to mid 90s, I was out checking out Napalm Death, and they were playing with Godflesh.
Oh, right.
And what happened was the hardware, I guess the drum programming, the drum machine failed, so Godflesh wasn't able to go on. I was wondering if anything ever crazy like that has ever happened to you.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I've had a little bit of trouble with drum machines in the past.
Right.
One time, 2 times actually, I had a whole album ready to go to record it, and I turned on the machine and it was all gone.
Oh shit!
And back then it was before I knew how to save everything.
Right.
Before computers were, the computers weren't good enough yet. The drum machines weren't good enough yet to actually do it where you could just sync up a USB into the computer.
Yes. Absolutely. Like you do now.
Right. So I've had that happen, and I had a drum machine back in one of the first shows I ever did in Houston. I had the drum machine cut out on me a couple times live, and it's pretty embarrassing. But back then when nobody accepted a drum.
Right. But drum machine fucking sucks, man.
Yeah, they're gonna talk shit about it, and then the drum machine fucks up, and then you're really gonna.
Then you really gotta hear it. Dude, see, I told you.
Exactly.
Now you're from Houston, Texas, and there's a lot of good bands down there.
Yeah,
how's the scene down there?
I'd have to say Houston is a really good scene these days. It's got a lot of good bands coming up. Infernal Dominion. Remember them?
Yeah.
Demon Alpha, Genuflection. Let's see. Sadistic Butchery and Cleanse.
I just interviewed the Bower Vents. They may not be from Houston.
No, they're from Dallas.
They're from Dallas. I interviewed them right outside this place a couple months ago. They were some cool guys. So Texas is such a huge state.
Yeah, it's a lot, and then every scene has its own flavor too. Like you go to Austin, it's a completely different feel for all the bands.
Right.
In Dallas, it's different. Houston is different.
What was the name of that club? I used to date this. Yeah, don't worry, man. I was gonna Christ that walked through before. That's all right, man. It's all good. That's what makes it all good. So it's a show we're here tonight. Gutter Christ production show. And so there was a main club back in Houston. I don't know if it's still open. What was some of like the bigger clubs?
Back in the day, the metal mecca in Houston was called the Abyss.
The Abyss.
It used to be called the Vatican before that.
Was there something else?
The Engine Room.
The Engine Room. Yes.
The Engine Room was the second.
That was the second. Is that place still around?
It is, but I don't think they're doing metal shows anymore.
Metal anymore.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing metal.
Because that used to be big, man.
Yeah, it was great, man. We played a show show there with 6. When I was singing for Brace for Nails, we did a show with 16 under there one time. Amazing. I opened up from 11 Creation at Insidious Decrepancy there. Amazing, yeah.
Wow.
Sick club. Terrible that they're not doing metal.
Yeah. Now, what I also wanted to ask you was, do you have any other upcoming offerings coming up?
As far as music?
That sounds like a little redundant. Any upcoming offerings coming up?
Yeah. No. Yeah, dude, I'm actually doing a project called Without Form with the guys from that band Facebook Oblivion.
Okay, Facebook Oblivion.
Yeah, and it's gonna be me, the drummer, the guitar player, and the bassist, and we're doing this project.
Right.
You can check out some demo tracks on YouTube as well.
Check out some demo tracks.
Without Form demo track.
Without Form demo.
Yeah, if you just typed it in YouTube, it'll come up. But so I got that in the works and a solo debut EP, which is just my name, Shawn Whitaker. So I'm doing that too.
So you work with a lot of different people.
Right.
So, and I hear tonight you're going to do some songs from Viral Load.
Yeah, Viral Load and Insidious.
And Insidious Decrepancy. Now you're the only person representing Viral Load tonight.
Yeah, exactly. I've done it in the past with other members.
Yeah.
You know, but
that was one of the questions I was going to ask. How did you? Because those guys, you know, what I saw on YouTube, the drummer sounded really kick-ass.
Yeah, he was a good drummer, man. Daryl played with the Cleanse, and also jammed with James King as well. That used to be in
and you had some John the Butcher on bass.
John the Butcher on bass, and I mean we had a good little chemistry going. It's just I don't know, things kind of went awry, and it really had nothing to do with anything. We're still friends. And all that.
Absolutely.
I don't know. For me personally, it really wasn't going in the direction that I wanted.
Yeah, you wanted to go.
Yeah,
for sure.
so I don't know. I kind of.
Hey man, stuff like that happens all the time.
Yeah,
you know,
it's just life. You know,
exactly.
You try something and it doesn't work.
So
no
I have
hard
a family, something something's not going in a direction. And I've definitely been in some instances like that, and I'm still friends with all the people as well. You know,
it's like no hard feelings, but sometimes shit doesn't work out, and you just kind of got to move past it.
Now we were just talking before we put the camera on. Sean's got all his shirts here.
Merch
right here. There's my buddy Ron from Soul Profits, man. What's going on here? And so we were just talking about, hey, I guess it must be tricky when you're going through the airports. Like, hey, I just got a lot of shirts. And you were saying it's not too bad in the U.S., but in Europe.
In Europe, you can I usually always go through the side that says nothing to declare.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but sometimes they'll stop you and fuck with you if they find that you're trying to sneak merch into the country. You know.
Wait, merch? Like this is your fucking merchandise.
It's my shit, and I feel like that, you know, because there's a very small audience to this music anyway. I'm struggling to get any dollar.
Right.
Get shit going.
Honestly,
I'm gonna do some dirty shit to get through. I'm gonna push it through the not declare side, even though there might be something to declare. You know?
So you played all around the world. And this leads me to the next question.
Sure.
What's some of your favorite places that you played?
I have to say my top two are Switzerland and Germany. That's the metal mecca, man.
Metal mecca, right there in the heart of Europe as well, man.
Always fun as hell playing the States, California. Of course, CIM, the New Jersey Death Festival's this year.
New Jersey Death Festival.
Definitely. I'm hoping to get on New York Death Festival. Hopefully next year.
Next year, absolutely.
So I have to say there's a lot of really good places. I have to say at the end of the day though, man, one of my biggest crowds and fan response I've ever gotten from was probably Germany and Switzerland.
Germany and Switzerland.
They're the shit. Japan was amazing. Colombia, Mexico,
absolutely.
Canada. But
it's great. It's just metal worldwide.
Everybody's all about just having fun, getting together, creating sick music, and
just because
being brothers in metal.
This music's not really being played on the pop station, fuck like that.
Nobody gives a fuck about it except the true people.
The true people are like it. And when you really break it down and look at the musicians, these are some of the best musicians in the world. I mean, sure, there's some excellent musicians, play rock and roll. But when it comes to drumming, especially, man, death metal drumming is almost second to none.
It's second to none, only maybe to some of that retarded jazz. But I mean, it's like right here.
Right, yeah.
So I have to say, for sure, man. I mean, it's one of those weird things. It's like it takes a lot of skill and dedication to be a death metal musician, and a lot of these people, including me, I feel like you start getting the credit that they're due, and also the ability to fucking live off of what they are good at.
Right. And it helps now with the technology as well, with the internet. Sure, the internet's been around for a while, but when YouTube came about, probably the 2006, 2005,
when it started getting
really helped out. pushing forward music and bands, and I think it's only going to get larger, especially with websites. Is there any website you'd like to let everyone know about?
Damn, dude. Probably ossuaryindustries.com. It's my buddy Ryan Farrell's label in Houston. Also, 666strings.com. That's the guitar that I'm playing tonight. And, yeah, so those are two right now that I can think off the top of my head that I'm supporting. I hope I haven't forgot anything big that I should have said.
If you do, you get a hold of it.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. I'm Matthew Shablamovitz, NYC Metal Scene.
Hell yeah.
Shawn Whitaker. Have a great show tonight, man.
Thank you.